is the knowledge which can help us achieve the success of life, which can help us achieve the peace which we all are looking for. This is the knowledge which can help us to overcome the obstacles in our life for living a peaceful life. This is the knowledge which is helping us to overcome all our bad habits. And this is the knowledge which helps us to reconnect to the supreme consciousness. So, I'm happy that I will be speaking something which I have received in last many years. And at the same time, it is my sincere prayers to the Supreme Lord that by hearing this knowledge, all of you should also get a lot of benefit. You should develop a desire to achieve God. You should develop the connection to the Supreme Personality of Godhead so that many questions of the life can be answered. And with that, I also would like to congratulate all of you for taking such a decision of understanding, trying to understand the words spoken by the Supreme Lord called Bhagavad Gita. Many times we are not able to take proper or make proper choices in our life. The choices always exist. Life is nothing but just a set of choices. So choice always exists. It is up to us how, in which situation, under someone's guidance, whether we take the right choice or we choose the wrong path. When we take the right choice, sometimes walking on that path may be difficult, but the destination is perfect. And when we take the wrong path, in the beginning, it may seem that it is very easy, giving us happiness, etc. But the destination is wrong. So the point is that if you have the right destination, the right path, and the right person to guide you, then the journey of life becomes very easy. But when you do not have a right person to guide you, you do not have the correct path, and you do not have the right destination to achieve, then there is only confusion in life. So that is why I would like to congratulate all that you took the right decision and you decided to join this class where we will be discussing in the beginning about the life lessons from Bhagavad Gita, which is ancient Vedic book. And then we will also be discussing the chapter summaries, like what we can understand from each chapter. And then as we go ahead, if we are still there, if you all can still tolerate, then we will continue on the verses of Bhagavad Gita. So that's how the whole program will go on. So today we are beginning this session on Bhagavad Gita, which is a Gita. I should say Gita means song, and Bhagavad Gita means song of God. That's what we are going to sing today, I should say, or we are going to learn that song given by the Supreme Personality or given by God. That's why it's called Bhagavad Gita, Song of God. So, we'll begin this today. And this song or this Gita, this knowledge which we are speaking is based on the teachings of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who's the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness, commonly known as ISKCON, or the Hare Krishna movement. Now, Prabhupada was the one who lived Bhagavad Gita. He practiced the principles of Bhagavad Gita, and he taught the world that Bhagavad Gita is such a wonderful book that if someone can adopt the principles of Bhagavad Gita, then definitely life can become very easy. So he showed that by his own example. At the same time, he changed the life of many, many people. Uh, Prabhupada went to America in 1965, and then from there on, he taught these principles to the whole world, and everyone was amazed to see how the transformation takes place, the power of the words of God. So that transformation was brought about by Srila Prabhupada, and that is why what we are reading today, what we are discussing today, or even in the further classes, this will be based on the teachings of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So our gratitude to him for giving us this path. Now, when we talk of Bhagavad Gita, what is Bhagavad Gita? Where was it spoken? Why was it spoken? So Bhagavad Gita is part of a very great, very huge, vast literature called Mahabharata. So Bhagavad Gita has only 700 verses, but Mahabharata has 6 million verses. So it's a huge literature, and the small part of it is Bhagavad Gita. But although small, it is the most important part of the whole Mahabharata. In fact, the Mahabharata was brought about, or you can say the whole Mahabharata was created by Lord Krishna just to give us Bhagavad Gita. That is the importance of Bhagavad Gita. And this was the time when two armies, we can see here very clearly, two armies were standing right in front of each other, ready to fight, just waiting for their commanders to just give them signal, and then they start killing each other. Then Arjuna came on a very beautiful chariot drawn by 4 horses, and Krishna was there on the chariot, Arjuna was there, and Arjuna saw the huge army. He saw so many people standing, and then he was thinking that it's just a matter of days. I will be killing all of them. No one will remain. So then he said, let me go and see them closely. He told Krishna, please take my chariot. Please take my chariot too. He said, please take my chariot in between the armies. Why? Why do you want to go? And he says, I want to go because I want to see these people who are here. They are ready to lay down their lives. I just want to see them. Who are these foolish people who think that this Duryodhan, he is the correct person and we are giving our life for him? Let me see them. And so Krishna took the chariot in between the armies, and Arjuna saw. He saw his grandfather, his great-grandfather, Bhishma. He saw his teacher, Dronacharya. He saw his brothers like Duryodhan, etc. He saw so many of his friends standing there. And Arjuna was thinking, what am I going to do? Just in few days, I'm killing my own people. They are my brothers. They are my friends. They are my superiors. And I'm going to kill them. For what? Just to have a piece of land? The whole battle was about getting the piece of land. And Arjuna had tears in his eyes. He couldn't take it. He couldn't tolerate. He was actually facing the mother of all crises of his life. He was standing there looking at his relatives whom he will be killing. And then Arjuna thought that this is not proper. I cannot do it. I cannot kill my own people, especially people like Bhishma Dev. I grew up in his lap. He was like a father for me. And now I'm going to kill him. So then Arjuna was completely perplexed. He didn't know what to do. He lost all composure. And then he told Krishna, I'm not going to fight. Let anything happen. Even if a situation comes where I have to go and I have to beg, I have to become a beggar, although I'm a king. I'm a son of a king. But then I can just go and become a beggar, but I will not kill. Prabhupada says, if you see externally, wonderful quality, such a saintly character Arjuna has, that yes, I cannot kill people for the piece of land or even for my peace of mind. I don't want to kill people. Prabhupada said such a saintly character, but then at the same time, the saintly characters become perfect when connected to God. What is the use of a saintly character which is following a godless civilization? And here was the Supreme God guiding him, telling him, Arjuna, you're supposed to fight. That's your duty. Do not give up your duty. And Arjuna was giving up his duty. Krishna wanted to tell the whole world through Arjuna that never give up your duty. Even though it may be painful, but if that duty is going to benefit the entire world, it's going to benefit the society, it's going to please the Supreme Lord, then even though it is painful, you should go on and do your duty. Arjuna was not convinced. And that is the time when Lord Krishna gave him the knowledge. Bhagavad Gita speaks of those principles which can help us in our life when we are facing crisis. That is why in the storm of questions, anchor to the shore of principles. As a ship or a boat, when there is a storm, it's not able to maintain. So when you have storm of questions, doubts, you do not know what to do, you do not know whom to look up to, then at that time your anchor of your boat should be on the shore of the principles. It becomes very strong, the boat becomes stable. So Arjuna was in this condition and Krishna guided him, gave him the knowledge, gave him the principles, inspired him, instructed him. And this is Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita is a book which can help us to overcome all the crises of life. So he guided Arjuna, various things he guided. And that's how Arjuna became very calm, composed. And then he told Krishna that, okay, whatever you want me to do, I will do, because I have understood. All my doubts are clear today. Now I have understood that what is the purpose of life? The purpose of life is to please the Supreme God. Purpose of life is to connect to the Supreme Lord. So we should understand that in this life we are here. We are not here to make living, but we are here to make our life meaningful. That should be the goal in our life. So Arjuna was guided by Krishna. And then the Bhagavad Gita, or the Song of God, came out. So today we are going to learn that, we are beginning to learn that. So let us understand what is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. The first purpose of Bhagavad Gita is to save humanity from ignorance. Now, when we hear this, we can think about it. No, I'm not in ignorance. So do I need Bhagavad Gita? It is only for those who are in ignorance. Ignorance means they do not know what to do in life. Ignorance means they do not know how to earn money. Ignorance means they do not know how to live happily. So let them read Bhagavad Gita, but I'm not in ignorance. Why should I read? When we talk of ignorance, it is the ignorance of our connection to the Supreme. It is the ignorance of our own self. How many of us actually realize that why are we happy? Why are we distressful? Why are we miserable? Why do we win sometime? Why do we lose sometime? And all this thing, is this all life all about? But is there something beyond this? I have a body which is always giving me trouble. Sometimes it's disease, sometimes it's troubling me so many. Is there something beyond this? So our connection, real ignorance, is the ignorance of the self. Ignorance of our connection to the Supreme. We have lost that connection. We are like that small boy who's crying on the streets, who has been separated from his parents. He doesn't know where to go. And then he cries. Someone comes and gives him some food. He eats it. Is quiet for some time and again starts crying. Somebody else comes, gives him some clothings. He keeps quiet for some time, again cries. Then an intelligent person walks in. An intelligent person looks at him, looks around. Then he goes out, looks for his parents, take the child, and then deliver the child to the parent. And once the child is with parents, what happens? He get food, he get clothing, but more than that, he get love. Bhagavad Gita is that intelligent person who's taking us to the Supreme Father, to our Supreme Family. For what? To make us happy. So we get all the facilities required for the life. At the same time, we get love, which we all are hankering for. Please understand, in this world, we are not hankering for anything other than love. That is what we are hankering for, or all of us are looking for. When can why do a person wants to earn money? So that he can have people who love him. Why you want to be famous? So I can receive love of people. Why do you want to enter into relationships? Because I can receive love. So what we are looking for is love. What kind of love? A love where there is a desire to give, no expectation. In this world, whatever relationship we have expectation in that, and expectations make any relationship or turn any relationship into business. Because when you have expectation, then you are saying, okay, I'm doing so much for you, you should do this much for this is business. So real love means no expectation. Real love means there is a feeling of giving, not receiving only. Many times in this world, whatever we do in this world, the one question is always there behind all the activities. What is there in for me? What am I going to gain out of it? That is what we do. But then when you talk of pure love, it doesn't say, what am I going to get? It says, what can I do for you? That is love. So real love means there is no expectation. There is only giving. And at the same time, love which never gets destroyed. So that is called real love. Just imagine if we can have that connection, if we can have that love, which is never ending, it's going on increasing. The greatest fear for the people in the world is that whatever I have one will end one day. Whatever I have today will end one day. The property I have, the possessions I have, the body I have, the relatives I had, the friend I have, everything will end. That's the greatest fear we have. So to come out of that fear, it's important to have the connection, have that real love, where there's no fear of losing because that love is never ending. So the ignorance, what we are talking of, is not the ignorance of how to make an atomic bomb, but the ignorance of ourselves, ignorance of our connection to the Supreme, and ignorance of a wonderful life where there's no misery, there is only happiness. You don't have to take birth, you don't have to die. This world, we have all the time this misery. The fear of death is always there. But if you live a life where there's no fear of death, you know you're not going to die. That connection is required, and lack of the information of that connection is called ignorance. And Bhagavad Gita saves humanity, not just few people, but humanity from ignorance. Bhagavad Gita also helps us revive our relationship with God. In the razzle dazzle of this modern world, we have forgotten that we have relationship with God. And that is why we are suffering. In fact, it is said that in this world, we talk of poverty. Like many countries, we say they are very poor countries, they don't have anything to eat. We talk of poverty. Actually, in this world, there is no poverty of money. There is poverty of love, poverty of that relationship, poverty in the heart, not externally. So when we read Bhagavad Gita, when we understand and follow the principles of Bhagavad Gita, we revive our relationship with God, and that poverty, that is the time when you become very rich because you revive your relationship. Real richness, when do you call a person very rich? In general terms, you call a person very rich if he has money, if he's very wealthy. But in terms of the philosophy of life, you call a person very rich that if he is completely satisfied. It is not the things of the world that make him satisfied or that make him happy. That as much, like many times here in this world, it is said that you will become happy by the possessions you have, how much you have, that will make you happy. But that's not real thing. How much you have will not make you happy. How satisfied you are with what you have, that will make you happy. So when you revive your relationship with God, then you go to a situation, you achieve a situation where you're completely satisfied. Your heart is not hankering for so many things of this world. It is hankering only for pure love. And that situation, when we achieve, That actually gives us happiness. So that is the purpose of Bhagavad Gita, that it revives our relationship with the Supreme. Now, before we go on to the life lessons from Bhagavad Gita, we are going to learn a lot of life lessons from Bhagavad Gita. What to do when there is perplexity, uh, the art of working, how one can work, how one can balance his life. A lot of things we are going to we are going to understand. But let us understand, because today, if we have some kind of introduction of Bhagavad Gita and then we go on to the life lessons, it will be easy to understand. So let's try to understand what are major themes of Bhagavad Gita. First theme of Bhagavad Gita is, who am I? And is there life after death? Very important theme. In our universities worldwide, we are taught about machines, we are taught about astronomy, we are taught about so many things, but we are not taught about us, who you are. Now you may say, oh, I know who am I? I am so and so, I was born in so and so family, and this and that. That is one identification. But then there is another identification which we are not aware of. Bhagavad Gita guides us towards that awareness, toward that identity. Who am I? And is there life after death? That's a wonderful question. Because many times people think that death is a full stop, finished, after that, nothing. No, death is not a full stop, it's just a comma, and life continues. So, what happens after death? I would like to know. First, we should know what is death. We don't know what is death, right? If I ask you what is death, you will say, what will happen to you? Will you be cut into pieces? Will you be thrown into water? Will you be, there is that? Nothing you know. But what is death? We don't know. So this is, and then there is life after death. Oh, wow, that's an interesting thing. And then how does life begins after death? What happens? Who decides? This is one of the themes of Bhagavad Gita. That who am I and is there life after death? Another very important theme of Bhagavad Gita is the characteristics of the successful person. We talk of success a lot. There are hundreds and thousands of books written on how to be successful. And people read it, read it. The only person becomes successful is the author because he gets a lot of money. So characteristics of a successful person is needed for us. How you can be successful in your life. So develop those characteristics. Bhagavad Gita speaks of it very clearly. And what qualities can you develop? What characteristics can you develop to become successful? Because many times when we are seeing this, that you want to be successful, but how is it successful? We are talking of characters. A person wants to be successful without being of a good character. Person wants to be successful by doing all sorts of nonsense activities. Real success is that yes, you achieve position, you achieve power, you achieve wealth, but at the same time, you also achieve complete satisfaction. You achieve peaceful heart. It is not that you achieve wealth and you achieve a desire of getting more and more and more, and throughout the life, you keep suffering. Please ask yourself a question. Is it really success that till the end, till I die, I'm just thinking that when will I become happy? When will I become happy? There is search for happiness throughout the life. What is the point that even at the time of death, you are thinking, though, I could not achieve what I wanted to achieve. If there is still time, if I can get 2 more years, I can be successful. That's not real success. So characteristics of the successful person, how you really can become successful, is spoken in Bhagavad Gita. And Bhagavad Gita speaks about different levels of knowledge. When we talk of knowledge, it is not that it's only one level. There's different level Bhagavad Gita speaks of. And not only that, Bhagavad Gita speaks of how to receive that knowledge. Very important. One side is you have knowledge. Say like Bhagavad Gita is a book of knowledge. But then how to receive that, that is very, very important. So Bhagavad Gita's next theme is how to receive this knowledge. How it can be made available to us, how I can achieve it, and how I can understand it, how I can apply it in my life. It is not just enough to, okay, I have the knowledge, I have received the book Bhagavad Gita through courier, thank you very much, now it's perfect, life is fine. No, you have to understand Bhagavad Gita, you have to inculcate those principles which you hear or which you learn in Bhagavad Gita in your life. Because when we speak about hearing or receiving any instructions or knowledge, it also means following. If you hear something, somebody tells you that please do this, and you said okay, and you don't do it, the person may ask you, haven't you heard? I asked you to do this, and you said, yes, I've heard. But then what is the meaning of hearing? You should follow. So this is what Bhagavad Gita teaches, that how to receive the knowledge and how to change your life through that. Another very important theme of Bhagavad Gita is mind control. Very, very important subject for all of us. It is the mind which gives the trouble. It is the mind which we are not able to control. It is the mind which has so many desires. In fact, it is said that mind is storehouse of thoughts. You see, continuously something or other goes on. Yeah. One thought after another, one after another. It's only when you sleep, and that too for fortunate people who can sleep peacefully, it's only when you sleep the thought process for some time seems to be stopping. But otherwise it continues. So mind is a storehouse of thoughts. At the same time, it has a lot of previous impressions. See, mind is like a very, very powerful computer. Whatever you feed in, it's carrying, not feeding in this life, you're fed in last life or the last life or the last life, everything is there. So mind has impressions, mind is full of thoughts, and mind has unfulfilled desires. These are the three things in our mind, and because of which we are not able to control. Very difficult to control the mind. Bhagavad Gita teaches us. 6th chapter of Bhagavad Gita speaks about mind control. How, in very practical ways. It is not that very difficult to control the mind. No, very practical ways are given how you can control the mind. So that's one of the very important themes. I'm not going in detail of these themes because as we go ahead in our classes, we are going to cover all these things. Whether there is life after death, mind control, or how to receive knowledge, levels of knowledge, all these things we'll be covering as we go ahead in these classes. So that is why I'm just giving you a brief introduction today rather than going in detail. And from the next class onwards, definitely we would start going in detail. So then another theme, next theme of Bhagavad Gita is topmost yoga system. Yes. All of us, we know that how important yoga is to the body, to the mind, but Bhagavad Gita teaches to the soul also. So the topmost yoga system is taught in Bhagavad Gita. Because yoga, the word yoga means to get connected, to link. And topmost yoga means to link to the Supreme. So all these things which we have been learning in the name of yoga, like some exercises, some postures, some pranayam, etc. Yes, that is definitely part of yoga, but that is not the perfection of yoga. Bhagavad Gita teaches us the topmost yoga system and the perfection of it. So that is also one of our subject which we will be discussing. Bhagavad Gita also teaches us art of working. In this world, it is very important to learn the art of working, because we go on working thinking that I may get happiness, thinking that I may get some results, and we are not getting, we get frustrated. And then we have nothing, no one to look for. Whom will answer? What to do now? I have so much of frustration, so much of pressure. I have to work. I am not able to take the pressure. I'm not able to work. What to do? Art of working is important. Because why am I saying art of working? I could have just said working. Because working is also an art. Otherwise, it becomes a disaster. For example, um, three workers were working in a farm. So one day a person visited and he saw two of them working. So what did he see? One person was digging. So he used to dig and he used to go to the next place, next one, and then start digging there. And then the next person would come, he would fill up the whole thing again. And then he will go next, he'll fill up the whole thing. So one person was digging, second was just filling it up. Now, this person was surprised. What's happening? He didn't understand. If you want to fill it up, why are you digging it? So then he went to these two workers and he inquired that, sir, I've been seeing that, you are digging, he's filling it up. What is it going on? So the worker said, see, we are actually three workers in this team. We have ours is a team of three people. And one person digs, the second person plants the saplings, and the third person fills it up again. And we are very, very sincere in our work. So today, the person who plants the sapling is absent. But then we are continuing our work because we are very, very sincere with the work. So I'm digging, he's filling it up. So that's not art of working. So Bhagavad Gita teaches us the art of working, how one can work, a very important aspect in our life. At the same time, it also teaches us the science of God realization. Science of God realization means it is very important for us to answer this question. There is no need to close our eyes or to close our ears. I don't want to hear anything about God. I know everything about God. No, we should be very clear. Who is God? What is his form? Whether he has a form or he's just in the form of light, or God is love, God is material nature. Who is God? People speak so many things about God. So who is God? And how can I reach him? That is called God realization. And that is very, very important for us to understand. And then, as I said, God realization, how you live, who is God also very clearly explained in Bhagavad Gita. At the same time, Bhagavad Gita explains about this world where we are living in. It explains about why are we suffering? Why do bad things happen to me, although I'm a very good person? I have never insulted anyone. I have never thought bad about anyone. But if people come insult me, they cheat me. My trust has been broken. Why is this happening to me? This is material world. So we don't have answers to many of the questions like that. That in this world, like when we look up to the stars, we do not know what are the stars. Are they some planets? Are they some houses of the people? Are they just some bulbs? What are these? So intelligent, inquisitive person would like to inquire and understand that what exactly is that. So this Bhagavad Gita gives us the complete knowledge of this world. That why, whatever is happening, why is it happening in this world? Because this is the path of fearlessness. In this world, we are always fearful, right? Why are we fearful? One very important reason is that we don't have knowledge and we don't trust God. We just write on the dollars that trust God, but we don't trust God. So that's why it is said that when you can't see the plan, trust the planner. You're not able to see the plan. What is the plan? Trust the planner and go on. So we are in this world where every step it is so fearful because of lack of knowledge. We do not know what will happen next. So that fear is removed by the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So that's why that's the thing. And of course, very, very important theme of Bhagavad Gita is devotional service. Where should we repose our loving propensity? What is the meaning of devotional service, bhakti? Is that all of us, we have loving propensity. We would like to love someone. Like it could be to a person, it could be to the dog, it could be to the cat, it could be to the cows, it could be to the nature. But we have that propensity. And we want to show our love, our affection to someone. So, where to repose your loving propensity? Whom to love? From where we will receive that reciprocation. Because you may love someone, but the person may not reciprocate, then you get frustrated again. So, where will we get that proper reciprocation? Where should we repose our loving propensity? That is told in Bhagavad Gita. So, devotional service means to develop love for the Supreme Personality, love for the divine. It is not, as I said, everyone is looking for the love. But ultimately, we have to learn to love the Supreme. Learn to love someone who's been with us throughout, even today. When we go through a lot of ups and downs, he's always there with us. When we take so many different births, he's always there with us. To that person, how to develop the love, how to offer our gratitude to the person who has given us everything. We are able to survive, we are able to live. Why? Because someone is providing us the sunshine, someone is providing us water, somebody is providing us the grains. Where is it all coming from? It is coming from the energy of the God. That is why you just put the seeds and then the plant come up, grains come up. That's the power, that's the potency. So when we get so many things from God, isn't it our duty just to offer gratitude to God? And that attitude of gratitude towards God is called devotional service, where we recognize that look around, everything is provided by Him. When we look around and become grateful, thankful to Him, that is called devotional service. So, attitude of gratitude towards God is called devotional service. So, these are some of the themes of Bhagavad Gita. And we will definitely, after hearing this, would like to go on to the topic life lessons from Bhagavad Gita. Straight away, now we have heard. I wanted to give you a brief background so you understand that how important book Bhagavad Gita is. before we start taking the life lessons from Bhagavad Gita. So, I hope that I was able to convey to you the importance of Bhagavad Gita. I was able to convey to you the importance of understanding Bhagavad Gita, and also the importance of imbibing the principles of Bhagavad Gita in our life. So, before I go ahead, I would like to ask if you have any questions, any comments, and if you have that, we can take some questions. Otherwise, we will go ahead describing the life lessons. Yes, any of you have, you can raise your hand digitally. We will unmute you and then you can speak. Any of you have any questions? All of you are in a shock, looks like that. Okay, so we will go ahead in case you don't have any questions. Or I'm thinking it's already time up. I didn't see. We've already spoken for about 50 minutes. So should we take it in our next session? Begin that, if you all permit. Or I can still wait for someone who has a question or any comment. Maybe any comment is also welcome. You can speak about what you heard today, if you have any comments to offer. Okay. No questions and no comments. Let's go ahead. Right? Maybe what we can do for next 5 minutes only, since we have time. It was supposed to be 1 hour session. We still have 8 minutes to go. So we can, I think, have the first lesson. We carry on with the first lesson, and then there are a lot of good lessons, of course, but let's start with the first one today, and then we will continue. So these lessons will definitely give us a lot of inspiration to continue our life and not to be dejected. The first lesson, let's try to understand, is to see the hope while facing reversals in life. Very important lesson which we are going to learn through Bhagavad Gita. That many a times when you face reversals, when you face failures, when you are dejected, when you are disappointed, when you are disheartened, then what happens is you see no hope at all. That, okay, life is finished now. What can I do? Nothing is left. Yeah. Like, say, for example, you are very young and you lose someone, you lose your parents who were like giving you everything in your life, protecting you, and then you were depending on them for doing a lot of things in life, and suddenly you lose them in say in an accident or someone. What happens? You feel everything is finished for me. What can I do now without any support? Or say in a relationship, you were thinking that, yes, now I've entered into a relationship, this is it, now nothing, no more, my life will go on very nice, and then you have some issues, some problems, and then you're not able to maintain that relationship, and you have to face such difficult time. So how to see the hope? Bhagavad Gita teaches, because in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, if you remember, in the beginning of this session, I showed you a photo where two armies were standing together. So in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned that the army of Duryodhan, who was opposing Arjuna, was very big. But Arjuna was seeing the hope. Uh, he saw the huge army, and there were so many skilled warriors in the army of Duryodhan. But still there was hope. So that is the first lesson, because when you are perplexed, so perplexities of life brings fear and loss of confidence. Loss of confidence in you by others, and loss of confidence what you have on yourself. So that all happens because we are not able to control our emotions. We are not able to control our mind. So that's why these things happens. Because victory means conquering your mind. Victory doesn't mean conquering the world. There's a famous story of Alexander the Great. He was conquering and coming towards Asia. So before entering Asia, he visited one of his friends, and the friend asked, "Okay, where are you going now?" "No, I'm going to attack Asia." "And what?" "Then I'll win over, conquer Central Asia." "Okay, then what?" "Then I will go and attack India." "Then what?" "Then I will win over India. I'll be the king." "And then what?" "Then I will relax peacefully. I'll go somewhere and I'll relax." So then his friend said, "That you, I have such a big house, and only me and my dog are staying here. If you want to anyway relax, why don't you come now instead of going and attacking the Central Asia and going and attacking Middle Asia and this and that? Better come and now relax. Anyway, you want to do that." So the meaning is, of course, it doesn't mean that you should not do anything. Meaning is how important it is for us to understand that the real victory doesn't mean the victory of people, victory of places. It means victory of your own mind. When I was a child, I used to hear a song which says, a prayer rather, which says, "दूसरों की जय से पहले खुद को जय करें, हमको मन की शक्ति देना, मन विजय करे." This was the song which said, or the prayer which said to God, that God, please give us strength, हमको मन की शक्ति देना, strength of the mind, so that we can win over the mind, मन विजय करें. And दूसरों की जय से पहले, before winning over others, we should be winning over ourselves. That means win the mind. So perplexities of life, they'll bring the fear, loss of confidence, etc. When people lose confidence on you, it's a very, very miserable life. Or when you lose the confidence of doing anything in life, that is also a miserable life. So for solutions of perplexities, one must become a very, very sincere student. As I said, that you should anchor into the shore of principles. So the first lesson which we get from Bhagavad Gita is that if you become a very sincere student, submit yourself to a person who can guide you, accept a guide in your life, then you will see a lot of problems being solved. Because many times we don't get proper guidance at a time when we need it most. So that's why it is a very important message before even we go on to the other um, lessons. This is a very important message that become a sincere student. Have someone who can guide you at every step. Have someone whom you can trust. Have someone who doesn't have a hidden motive behind guiding you. And then you will see the perplexities of life being solved. So this is a very important one before we go on to the other lessons like how to focus on work, how to stay calm in success and failures, etc., which we are going to discuss. But before that, we should have a guide who can really help us in all the situations. So Bhagavad Gita like this is going to give a lot of lesson. We have just started, we have just begun. And in the days to come, in the next sessions, which will be now on the next Sunday, um, I really feel that it's a too long time. Sunday. We should have every day hearing about Bhagavad Gita and life lessons from Bhagavad Gita, because that will keep in touch. I'm sure next time when I'll ask any of you, what did you learn last week? You'll say, let me see the recording. Or you will tell me that there is recording available. You can watch and you will know what we discussed because we don't remember. But we are going to discuss many wonderful lessons. Lessons, as I said, lessons like how to focus on work, how to be a leader, through example. Bhagavad Gita teaches us. It's a wonderful book for leadership. When we come to that, I will give you how to practice mindfulness. It is there in Bhagavad Gita. How to balance your life. You're not able to balance your life, whether in terms of work pressure, whether in terms of time management, etc. So we need to understand all these things from Bhagavad Gita. So as we will go ahead, this was a beginning introductory session. I'm really again offering my gratitude, very, very grateful to all of you that you joined, took your valuable time off for hearing something from Bhagavad Gita. So, and I expect, my desire is that we'll continue this journey which we have started today, and for many, many more sessions to come, and to learn a lot of good things. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare. So we'll meet now next Sunday, and we will discuss further. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Okay, there is some message. What's the message? Should we be reading anything on a weekly basis in the Gita? Oh, yes, why not? What I will do, I will share in the group certain things which you can read till we meet again in this week. Thank you, Neeraj. Thank you very much for such a wonderful suggestion or a question. Yes, I will share, and we will continue reading throughout the week also. Thank you. Another question is, can we have classes in the weekdays too? Oh, yes, we can have the classes, but who will come? Because most of you are very busy, I know. You have taken your valuable time already. So I'm not sure whether it will be. Yes, if all of you want, and if all of you wish, and if all of you are ready, maybe in future we can have classes during the weekdays also. Thank you very much. Okay, so I think it's the time that I should take your leave, and we will keep in touch in the group. I hope all of you are there in the WhatsApp group. We will keep sharing some good things in that, and also some reading material for the Gita. Thank you very much, and thank you for your nice comments for this session. Hare Krishna.